Audio Jungle.
Welcome to another edition of Bystanders at Newsstands. Of course, still Michael Adekunle keeping it through right here at the Newsstand. We are still talking about the saga between the federal government and the Nigerian youth. Of course, some Nigerian youth lost their lives at Lekki Tollgate due to the fact that they came out to protest for their rights. Some of these youths demanding for justice for weeks were killed at same Lekki Tollgate, and this has been causing serious controversies globally, not just in Nigeria. And we have this journal saying something about the same issue. Federal government CNN fight over Lekki Tollgate killings. Federal government CNN fight over Lekki Tollgate killings. No protester died. That's what Muhammed is saying right on this journal. No protester died, says Muhammed. We stand by our reports. Cable network, that's CNN. We stand by our reports, says CNN. Defection saga. Again, Wike attacks Umahi. Wike attacks Umahi. Says Ebonyi governor's presidential ambition will destroy Southeast. Governor's entry to APC will benefit Igbo, says Boni Nwodo Adebanjo Otumaki Apugu reacts. On to the next one, still on this same journal, the down part of this paper, we have Ondo State security agents bar pro deputy governor, lawmakers from House of Assembly. And we have Buhari Kalu orders great Jonathan at 63. Happy birthday, good luck, Billy Jonathan, former president of Nigeria. Happy birthday to you. From Flip TV, we have insecurity army to recruit 18,000 next year. Can charges government to adopt new anti-kidnap strategy. These are the stories we have here. On to the next one, talking about our reviewers. Let them review what we have here. I'll be right back.
Good morning, sir. Well done, sir.
Yeah, it's a good day.
Nice.
But we have bad stories there.
Well, at the same time, we also have good stories.
What is trending now is Muhammed, the Minister of Information and Culture, saying that no protester died at Lekki Tollgate. And there has been a kind of rift between the federal government and CNN on this issue. Now, what do you think should be done at this point in time that the CNN has brought out, has revealed the information?
Well, first and foremost, the word Minister of Information is to pass the right information to the people. I watched the video that was posted on WhatsApp, YouTube. The CNN gave a decide what actually happened when the military left the barrack, Bonny Camp. They left about 6:29. They got there. The analysis was well detailed. Well detailed. Even the bullets they used, they analyzed it that it was purchased on so place, and they gave a decisive that these are the people that died. The question I looked at it and I varied it very well was that the Minister of Information, this thing has been given out. He would have gone down and sit down and verify this information. Is it actually true? If it is true, the media in Nigeria, where did they get this information from? Because they can only control the media in Nigeria. The Minister of Information should please, I beg him in the name of God, that he should not mislead people. He should not mislead people. People died in Lekki Tollgate. People died in Lekki Tollgate. And all these things they are trying to cover up, it's going to escalate. It's going to cause a lot of things. Because he, as the Minister of Information, is not telling Nigeria the truth. Now they find AIT, Arise, and they find channels. Are they going to find CNN? The Minister of Information, please, should wake up and go and do what they call detective journalism. Should go and look at it. But what I've just observed is that this government, they are not ready to do anything. They are only here to attacking people. But they are not doing anything concrete. They are not doing anything genuine to tell people that, okay, truly, CNN has brought this out. But from my own perspective, we didn't see this kind of footage. Are you saying that the CNN, they have the satellite, their satellite is up and they picture everything? The first thing they should ask, this the military that left Bolikam, did they actually live at that 629 they said? Did they get to that Tollgate? Did they fire? Because the illusion of Nigerian broadcasting was that they were shooting up, but the CNN picked it that they were shooting the protester. What kind of minister do we have? Why are they ministers? What is the integrity we are talking about? How are they verifying information? These are solid information. They told CNN that they should bring their report. CNN have brought their report and they are denying. What can this government tell us? This government, they are killing people's morale. They are killing people. People are dying inwardly. Like Muhammed, if he doesn't know what to do, he should resign. There are youth that can take over that job. There are youth that can do enough analysis of what has happened. If you want to defend the government, you should defend it in a professional way, not blunt lie.
You see one thing with Lai Muhammed, apart from being a minister, that man don't want to respect his age. His character and what he's saying is a disgrace to that grey hair he has. It's a disgrace to that grey hair he has. Apart from being a minister. And this old elderly man, those old man start telling lie. What do you think that how he managed to train his children? What do you think that the upcoming children he will bring? What do you think that his grandchildren will be saying? All of them will be saying lie because their father is a liar, their grandfather is a liar. And guess what I'm telling you? Lai Muhammed, you should think twice. All these things he's saying, he should remember. I'm not praying for his death, though. I'm not praying for his death. But by his age, he's drawing nearer to grave. Do you think that when he die, God will welcome him with a happy mind of telling lies, deceiving people in the name of Minister of Information? His character, apart from being Minister of Information, his character, his ideology, his method is totally shameful to human being. Apart from his name being lie, he was born a liar. That's one. And for him to tell us that there's no death in Lekki, which means he don't know what he's saying. He don't value life. And why should he say so? Because his own children were not among them. If his son or his daughter were among them and they were dead, he could realize that there was a death and could tell us about the death. Because he has stolen our money, packed it for his children. They were in air-conditioned room enjoying it, or they were abroad enjoying it. Therefore, other people's children died. He said that nobody is killed. Nobody is killed because they are human beings. But if it's Fulani herdsmen cattle that die, Lai Muhammed will tell us that something died.
It's very, very obvious.
You know, this present government of APC is a government of deceit. It's a government of lie. They fooled Nigerians in 2015 that they will do this, they will do that, blah 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 blah. Take propaganda, political propaganda jiggles to remove Jonathan. Therefore, if they're telling lie up to this time, it's not a surprising to me personally. You understand what I'm saying? That's number one. Number two, this government of Nigeria coming up to criticize CNN. You know what you mean? CNN have opened their nyash, their anus. CNN have removed their you know, Nigerian, they wear like this, big cloth, agbada, and speaking jargon grammar that is not in dictionary. So CNN have removed their agbada, removed their big cloth, and to open their nyash. The whole world have seen how their nyash is concerning the report they are giving the world in Nigeria. What CNN said, we tell the whole world that there's no truth in Nigeria. Nigeria government doesn't tell the truth. Nigeria government doesn't set anything right. Now, is have opened the system of Nigerian mediums. That Nigerian mediums are coward mediums. They don't say the truth. Whatever they say is to back the government, so that most of them will be eating from the government. Right. The one that said the truth, they will sanction the one.
Mr. Mike, if you look at it, it's not unexpected. But again, I think the Minister of Information and Culture and the President of Muhammed should have saved Nigeria this embarrassment. Because by our standard, issues begging for question, issues begging for answer have not been resolved. Because ordinarily, one would have seen reason with the federal government position. But why is federal government not asking question? Why was there a systematic disconnection of the CCTV at that Lekki Tollgate before the shooting commenced? Who gave order for those CCTV to be disconnected? The billboard that had lights in that environment, who gave order for it to be switched off? These are questions the federal government should be asking and help us to get answer to, rather than trying to discredit a credible investigation being carried out by a reputable media outfit like CNN. And if you look at it, this CNN report is not without substance. They showed us where that bullet or those bullets were procured as far back 2005 from Serbia. And again, if you look at the reasons American government gave for not selling arms and ammunition to Nigerian government under Jonathan, they cited the law. And the law forbids American government from selling arms and ammunition to any country that have history of human rights violation. And this, by our standard, is another serious area of human rights violation. I mean, what happened at that Lekki Tollgate. And going by the revelation being unveiled by CNN, I think what government should be doing, Nigerian government should be doing, is by making conscious efforts to unravel the mystery behind who did the wrong thing, but for purpose of bringing them to justice, so that the world will see us as a serious state, as a serious sovereign state. I think it's on that basis that the world will start seeing Nigeria state, Nigerian government, as not being responsible for that illegality.
And don't you think the government needs to be questioned? Yeah. Or the immunity is still covering him?
If you look at it, whether the governor is aware is not the issue. Because the issue is who gives an order to the military formation.
But he invited them.
Does he have the right to invite military for intervention? Because by our standard.
But he placed the coffee.
Of course, if you place a coffee, the police is there to enforce the coffee. And if you look at what transpired at the Lekki Tollgate, everything you talk about anarchy, every characteristic of anarchy, none of it have been witnessed at the Lekki Tollgate to even warrant shooting in the first place. Even the arson we saw, that was a fallout of the shooting at the Lekki Tollgate, was not yet recorded at that Lekki Tollgate. The burn of police infrastructure, burn of private infrastructures, killing of policemen, maiming of individuals, targeting of some persons who may be politically exposed. All these things were not yet happening nationwide, let alone that Lekki Tollgate. So the other Lekki Tollgate, the protest was peaceful until the shooting, and all the anarchy we saw thereafter was as a result of that shooting. So that is why the government owes a responsibility to address that illegality, to forestall future occurrence, and to prove to the world that the Nigerian government was not part of that illegality.
Thank God for camera. Ever since government are trying to suppress the news, they want to just die it off before CNN now did proper investigation and took it up. And we're trying to close the issue. In Borno, every day they kill people in Borno, every day. They have suppressed the news. They have suppressed the news to the point that newspaper and the gun cannot even pick it up. You military now have their own news broadcast. Military, they now do all these things. So they are trying to do what they are doing in the north They want to do it here in the south, which it won't work. Before CNN will come out and give a report like that, they will do their own investigation. They will analyze the videos they have seen. They will gather intel. They will not just come and put it on because they have a reputation to protect. So our government is not saying rubbish, saying you want to sanction this nonsense. What are you doing?
Who are you sanctioning?
Who are you sanctioning? You have not even indicted those soldiers. You have never seen any soldier being arrested. We don't know who shot who gave the order. We don't even to this very moment. Our government has not conducted an investigation to this very moment. That's bad now. We don't know who killed who. So that means it can happen again. The same thing happened in Kaduna to the Shia Muslims too. We don't know who killed who. They just kill people. So they are not even bothered anymore. They are not even less concerned.
And what advice would you give to the government on this?
On this issue, the government should take what they call true investigation.
Because it's an open issue.
Yes, they should not give the investigation back to the military to conduct their own investigation because they will suppress and overrun. That's what they're trying to do from the beginning. But they were saying they were photoshopping video when people were, how do you Photoshop video? Like, are we that stupid? So they will try to suppress and cover the issue. We shouldn't do that. This is people's lives.
All right, thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you, Mr. Mike Adekule. First and foremost, I want to applaud CNN for digging out such I think in your field of study, there's something we call investigative journalism. That is what CNN did.
They carried it out.
Did that privately, secretly, without even with the consent of the federal government. And now I want to, on this note now, I watched the clip and CNN said if the Nigerian government think all their information is inaccurate, that was the language they used, that let them provide the world with their own evidence.
Very simple.
That is just simple truth. As that you've been blabbing that come see there was no clean.
Then come out with your facts.
Come out with, that is what CNN said yesterday. And still now, our ally Muhammed has not replied. He has not said any word. He's shivering. He said he wants to sanction. He said that he did not say don't sanction us. So if you have any proof, if you think our evidence was inaccurate, sanction us. You've still not provided any facts up to now. You are talking about sanction. Do you think it is AIT, NTA, and ICV, any small thing, just find them? You cannot find these are even Donald Trump, which happens to be the almighty Trump. When he had rank up with CNN, you can see what played out. So now everybody can see that what they were shooting. CNN did not say Nigeria killed protesters. CNN only stood on one ground saying that Nigeria fire shot as protesters. They even came up with the proof where the ammunition were bought from 2005 till 2015 now. How do you want us to believe your own reports when you came and said no life was lost? The second day you said one person died. The other day you said army did not shoot. Now who ordered this army to shoot? Now these are questions begging for answers. So now everybody in the world will still believe what CNN, the investigation CNN has. So now it is so obvious that now our government have been shielding the truth because they know they are also involved in this.
Yes, cable network news CNN is known for the facts. They are fact finders. They are news giants all over the world since 1985 till date. Their satellite is everywhere. You can't hide from them. If ordinary Android could cover shootings at Lekki Tollgate, what are you telling me about CNN? CNN is telling the truth. CNN is telling federal government of Nigeria the truth. CNN is a news giant that can never ever lie against any country or individual. The shooting at Tollgate was covered live. Now, federal government is denying that nobody died, that they used rubber bullets. Right? Thank you. People that went there early in the morning, you saw blood. The guys that were dead, the guys that went to, is it Reddington or Paddington Hospital, Ikoyi, the wounded, they were all over the places. They burst people's brain, they killed women, they killed girls, they killed boys, they shot many people. What do you mean? They are denying that they used rubber bullets. Before they said there was no shooting. Second, soldiers said they used rubber bullets, blank bullets. My brother, let me tell you, CNN is saying the facts. The shootings at Lekki Tollgate, it has opened this kind of international chain.
But Raphael, why is the federal government shielding this fact?
Thank you, because it has already, it is trying to bring in this kind of, let's say,
because it's obvious.
It is too obvious, but they're hiding from it.
Very, very clearly.
See, we've been happy and beating our drum on what is going on in this country until that incident occurred. 20th October 2020. They went there because these boys were protesting peacefully. Everybody, international committees, they were applauding them. They were doing it on and on and on. And someone told them that, look, if they stay there up to 30 days, they are going to unseat this government. Go and dislodge them. Go and dislodge them. And somebody who is the governor here called them soldiers. They deployed soldiers to that point. Initially, the soldier joined them as those guys were cladding, with Nigerian banner, flag, green, white, green. It did not stop them from at least fulfilling their mission. They started shooting at those guys. They shot vertical, not up. It's a lie, you're vertical. They started shooting straight at those protesters. They killed many of them. They wounded many. Many are in the hospital. What are you telling me? Soldiers are denying it. They cannot go and face the bandits. They cannot go and face Boko Haram insurgents. They cannot go and face armed robbers. They face unarmed youth, innocent Nigerian youths were killed at Lekki Tollgate. It is too obvious. You know it. I know it. Federal government know it. Everybody knows it. That they went there and shot those innocent youth. Nigerian military, they are the most shameful military in the world. Soldiers, Nigerian soldiers.
And I think at this point in time, the governor of Lagos State shouldn't be left out of this issue.
Yes, Sanwo-Olu has entered serious trouble of his life. He will never let the hook until he finishes his regime.
That is because there are claims that he invited the soldiers.
Sanwo-Olu invited the soldiers. Sanwo-Olu is the Chief Security Officer of Lagos State, CSO of Lagos State. Soldiers would have not gone there without his own knowledge. He was the one, without his consent, he was the one who ordered for dispatch of soldiers, the deployment of soldiers to that point. Yeah. Sanwo-Olu should be held accountable or culpable.
All right, thank
He's
you so
the
much,
one.
Raphael. Thank you so much.
No. But the fact is that, you see, it is God that make everything the way it is. Because there's no way they can deny it. That is why, because the world now is global. Everything is being monitored by the satellites. Whatever happens, even in your own village, the world will see it. That is why there's no way Nigerian government can deny what happened there. Because what happened is obvious, that a soldier that's supposed to protect the citizens of the country went to start shooting people that are protecting for the betterment of the country. It's not as if they are fighting for themselves, they are fighting for everybody, they are fighting for the injustice that is happening in Nigeria. And that is the reason why a lot of people has picked up the case that they are going to see the end of it. Now the world are looking into it to know what actually happened. Because Nigeria, the way Nigeria is now, we are not moving forward. Everybody knows it. That the governments, the so-called governments, are not doing their best. They are only there for their own enrichment. They don't care whether the masses are existing or whether we are eating or not. What they are after is the money they are making. And that is the reason why each time a group or an individual comes up to fight for their just or for their rights, they pick arm and start shooting them. It's unfair. Nigeria must move forward. Because the government, they are the ones that are causing the issue that's happening in Nigeria. If they should do what they're supposed to do, nobody will rise ugly head against them. But because of what is happening in Nigeria, somebody will go to school and come back, no job. You start walking on the street, they will still be pushing inside the streets.
And don't you think the military is supposed to apologize instead of countering facts that are not?
Now, the military that's supposed to apologize for what they did is now denying it. Now, you see, I see that this country is something else. In the first place, they need not supposed to carry arms to the unarmed people because their work is to protect the citizen, not to allow an intruder or something outside to come and interfere with the people that they are protecting. Now they are the one that's shooting the people, and there's no way a military man can go to that place without somebody inviting them or somebody give them order to do it. So they should investigate it. The war should investigate it, and that is the word. I think that's the word that they are trying to do now. And Sinna is now interested in the case to know what actually happened. Like Muhammed, they are just saying for their own sake, but they want to protect their own image. But the damage have done. So what they are trying to do is just to protect their own interest.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of this program. Make sure you join us next time on the same platform. We really appreciate you all, both viewers and reviewers across the globe. All right, Michael Adekule remains my name. Behind the camera, I have Femi Davis. Till I join on the same channel. Stay safe. Bye.